right, so starting off in the 2025 Nissan Sentra SV. And I gotta say, as far as affordable cars go, this is pretty great. You know, 28 grand loaded with even quilted leather. It's honestly pretty good. I like this little Sentra. I like it a lot, actually. It's been kind of fun. It's been a while since I've driven something with 149 horsepower. Woo! And I think 136 pound-feet of torque. So there's really not a lot to work with here, but it does make it kind of fun to ring out. And it does feel peppier than 149 horsepower. Not by much, but it does. And complemented with that is pretty great fuel economy. This is rated at, I believe, 30 city, 40 highway for a 34 mile per gallon combined rating, which is about what I've been getting. And you know, all things considered, it's really not bad. It's actually pretty great. Naturally aspirated little 4-cylinder here, Xtronic CVT. So, you know, if you don't like CVTs, you know, but this one actually does a pretty good job of feeling like kind of a normal automatic. And like I said, it is kind of just fun to kind of ring out and toss around, and it's easy to park. It's super small. And I just had my kids in here, and both of them were like, I really like this car. And I think they just like the red color. I think they both remarked on that they just love the tan interior, which I have to compliment Nissan. Like, this interior looks really good for 28 grand. This gives you, I think it's got the premium package, which is like 2,800 bucks or something like that, which gives you the nice stuff like this leather and, like, you know, the moonroof and everything. And it's probably something I would definitely get. It makes it feel a little more premium, while definitely not at a premium price. And it's just, you know, it looks good. And again, my kids have complimented it several times, which they don't do for every car. So again, kudos to Nissan for making something eye-catching. And not only eye-catching, as with all Nissans, my favorite feature of Nissans, which I'll get to a few others in just a second, but probably my top favorite feature of every Nissan is the zero gravity seats. These are, without a doubt, in any Nissan, including this Sentra, some of the most comfortable seats in the business. And I know I've said that before, I know other reviewers have said that before, but I gotta keep saying it, because if you care about comfort, especially seat comfort, Nissan honestly should be at the top of the list, at least for you to go check out, because that will kind of set the standard for the rest of the vehicles that you might be interested in. And who knows, you might just come back and just say, I want the Nissan because it's so comfortable. And it's the same here. Like, these are pretty small seats. I mean, but any like average size adult will feel great. I feel great in them. I'd be happy to spend all day in these seats. And I just can't say enough. And speaking of seats, the back seat, as far as small as this car is, it's got like really great legroom. There's plenty of space back there for 2 kids or even 2 adults, 3 smaller kids, and which is, you know, I mean, I don't know how they did it. This is a pretty small car, but it's really quite comfortable and spacious. I don't feel cramped in here at all. So a couple other favorite things about this car is not only when you're sitting in these are you sitting in these comfortable seats, but your hands. And again, another trademark of Nissans right now is I think Nissan honestly has some of the best steering wheels. The steering wheel is excellent. I love like the stitching on it. The leather feels good. Like, it's really just comfortable. It has a heated steering wheel, 28 grand. I mean, see if you can get that in your Ford Raptor, right? But like 28 grand, here's your heated steering wheel, and it feels really good. The heating elements in the seats also feel really good. And I just love the steering wheel. And then beyond that is probably my third favorite feature of most Nissans right now, which is the traditional analog gauges. And I appreciate that they're analog. I'm kind of honestly burned out with all of the screens and like all the space that these screens take up in the center stack, or in the digital gauge cluster and in the center stack. This keeps it simple with a relatively small but usable screen. It kind of reminds me of like the Corolla screen that it's in some Toyota products, although I think this is actually a little bit better and easier to use. And then there's just a little, middle screen here in between the analog gauges. And that's all, frankly, you need. And the analog gauges look good. Like, they're big, they're bright, they're easy to read, and I just really like it. As far as other things go that I really enjoy, I like the center stack. I like these round circular air vents. The buttons down here for the HVAC are easy to use. The infotainment's easy to use. You got a you got a tray down here, you can put stuff, little cubby here, you can put keys. The center bin is spacious, cup holders, anyway, this is just a good car, and especially for, $28,000. If you just want a new car with a warranty, you don't have to worry about, it's going to be covered for several years. Heck, this is great. And I said, it kind of reminds me of the Altima, which is obviously related, just a little bit bigger. That's also a really, really good value. And so, I would say if you're looking for something that just has a warranty, ooh, that heated steering wheel gets really warm. That's nice, considering it is 22 degrees out right now. I would go check it out, honestly. I mean, the styling is subjective. Maybe you'll love it. Maybe you're like, yeah, whatever, I don't care. I just want something comfortable that I can put the miles on, and it's just gonna last, and it's get covered in the warranty, whatever. And here we go, Sentra. I appreciate that this is like an affordable car, especially where interest rates are still just so high, and making affordability a challenge for a lot of people, even with just regular cars. It's nice to know that this is there as an option. I mean, you can get a Sentra pretty bare bones, not even bare bones, still decently equipped, but the lower trim, the S, you can get it in the lower 20s. That's great for a new car these days. I think we should just appreciate. I think Nissan in general has 6 cars that start under 30 grand. One thing that I forgot to mention was this little button right here. Pressing this puts it into sport mode. Anyway, so that's kind of my thoughts on this thing. Let me know what you think. If you've driven one, I would definitely endorse this car, though. No, it's not the most exciting. No, it's not necessarily very sporty. But I mean, the handling is great. It feels good. It's predictable. The braking is surprisingly strong, which I really appreciate. And it's peppy. It's not fast, but it's peppy. The 145 horsepower goes farther than you think it might. So I thought I'd give you just a little bit of a taste of sport mode, which actually does make it feel more responsive. The steering is even a little bit heavier, and it just honestly livens it up just enough where this is probably the mode I would drive this in most of the time. It's actually kind of fun. So here we go, little acceleration. Oh yeah, there we go. So, little sport mode, nothing crazy, but it does keep those RPMs a little bit higher, and honestly kind of fun. The very last thing that I forgot to mention that I think is actually really cool is this has a manual foot parking brake. Okay, one last little acceleration here in the Sentra sport mode. Let's go. That's great. Oh, that's so great. And I'm just happy with this little Sentra. I think it's just a great, cool little car. And so, anyway, just let me know your thoughts, and thanks for liking and commenting. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, at least. And lots more content coming your way. And just thanks so much, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.